Hi. In this class, we will learn about clouds. This is a very comparatively long chapter, and you can expect around 3 to 5 questions from this chapter alone. And you have to memorize most of the points in this chapter. Okay. There are very less items to understand. It is all about memorizing in this chapter. Okay. So clouds. We all know what a cloud is. We have seen clouds. We might have flown through the clouds. So clouds. So what it is? A cloud is a visible aggregate of minute particles of water or ice or both in the free air. Cloud is a suspension or aggregate of minute particles of water droplets or ice or both of them in the free air. Okay. It depends on the type of cloud what is the composition of that, whether it is water droplets or ice. It depends on the name and type of the cloud. Okay. The water droplets are very small and the average size would be around 0.02 millimeters in diameter. You should memorize this value. What is the average size of a water droplet in a cloud? It is 0.02 mm. Okay. However, within the cloud, the droplet may well grow in size so that it eventually becomes big enough to fall from cloud as precipitation or rain. Okay. Yeah. It is usually 0.02 mm, but it can club with other particles and become big enough to fall from the cloud. Okay. Now comes the classification of clouds, which is the important portion of the this chapter. Okay. The definitive work on cloud names, identifying features, etc., is the International Cloud Atlas, published by the WMO, World Meteorological Organization, a specialized agency of the UN. Okay. So these are the different types of clouds. Okay, you have to memorize all the names and features of these clouds. Okay, there is no other go. Cirrus cloud. Detached clouds in the form of white delicate filaments or white or mostly white patches or of narrow bands. These are somewhat filament type of clouds, cirrus clouds. Some type of hair like silky appearance is there for cirrus clouds. They are called the cirrus clouds. Okay. Then come cirrocumulus, thin white patch, sheet or layer of cloud without shading, composed of very small elements in the form of grains, ripples, etc., merged or separate and more or less regularly arranged. Most of the elements have an apparent width of less than 1 degree. Okay. Cirrocumulus are thin white patch, sheet or layer of cloud without shading. Questions will be asked like this: detached clouds in the form of delicate white filaments, white patches or narrow bands. Which is that? You have to select cirrus. In cirrocumulus, it will be like thin white patch, sheet or layer of cloud without shading, composed of very small elements in the form of grains, ripples, etc. That is cirrocumulus. Then comes cirrostratus, transparent whitish cloud veil of fibrous or of smooth appearance, totally or partly covering the sky and generally producing a halo phenomena. Cirrostratus clouds produce the phenomena called a halo. Okay. They are transparent whitish cloud veil of fibrous or smooth appearance, totally or partly covering the sky. Okay. Altocumulus, white or grey or both white and grey patch, sheet or layer of cloud generally with a shading, composed of laminae, rounded masses, rolls, etc., which are sometimes partly fibrous or diffused and which may or may not be merged. Most of the regularly arranged small elements usually have an apparent width of between 1 and 5 degrees. This is called altocumulus. You have to memorize the definition. White or grey or both white and grey patch, sheet or layer of cloud, generally with a shading composed of laminae, rounded masses, rolls, etc. That is altocumulus. Got it? Then comes altostratus. Grey stratus means it will be of striations. Okay, cirrus means delicate filaments. Okay, cumulus means some patches, white puffy patches. That is called a cumulus. Altostratus, greyish or bluish cloud sheet or layer of striated fibrous or uniform appearance, totally or partly covering the sky, and having parts thin enough to reveal the sun at least vaguely as through ground glass. Means in altostratus clouds we can see sun at least in a vague manner. It does not show halo. Halo is shown by cirrostratus clouds. Okay. Then comes nimbostratus clouds. Nimbo means water. So these are rain clouds, grey cloud layer, often dark, appearance of which is rendered diffuse by more or less continually falling rain or snow, which in most cases reaches the ground. So nimbostratus is the rain cloud and which is of dark color or grey color. Okay. Low ragged clouds frequently occur below the layer with which they may or may not merge. Okay. Nimbostratus clouds are rain clouds which are dark or greyish in color. Stratocumulus or SC, grey or whitish or both grey and whitish patch, sheet or layer of cloud which almost always has dark parts composed of tessellations, rounded masses, rolls, etc., which are non-fibrous and which may or may not be merged. Most of the regularly arranged small elements have an apparent width of more than 5 degrees. This is stratocumulus, grey or whitish or both grey and whitish, a patch, a sheet or layer of cloud which almost always has dark parts. So then comes these stratus clouds. As I told you, it will be like striations. Generally a grey cloud layer with a fairly uniform base which may give drizzle, ice prisms or snow grains. When the sun is visible through the cloud, its outline is clearly discernible. A clear outline will be there. Okay. Stratus does not produce halo phenomena except at very low temperatures. Okay. Sometimes stratus appears in the form of ragged patches also. Stratus are striated and striated clouds with clear outlines. Okay. Cumulus, detached clouds, generally dense and with sharp outlines developing vertically in the form of rising mounds, domes or towers. Okay. Of which the bulging upper part often resembles a cauliflower. Cumulus are like towering type of clouds which looks like a cauliflower. The sunlit parts of the clouds are mostly brilliant white. Their bases are relatively dark and nearly horizontal. Means the base is horizontal or in a level and it is like a cauliflower. These types of clouds are called cumulus. Then comes the dangerous cumulonimbus cloud. Heavy and dense cloud looks like a mountain or huge towers. They have a very high vertical extent. They are called cumulonimbus clouds. At least part of its upper portion is usually smooth. Upper portion will be smooth just like cumulus clouds, and like this puff or fibrous or striated and nearly always flattened. This part often spreads out in the shape of an anvil or vast plume. Okay, the top sometimes has the shape of an anvil. Okay, under the base of this cloud, which is often very dark, there are frequent low ragged clouds either merged with it or not, and precipitation sometimes in the form of virga. Sometimes, rarely, precipitation in the form of virga can be expected from the cumulonimbus clouds, and inside the cumulonimbus clouds it has thunderstorm activities, and it is really dangerous to fly inside cumulonimbus clouds. Pilots should best avoid CB clouds. These are called CB clouds. Okay. So then the clouds are divided into different types based on the height at which they are seen. Okay. So start with high clouds. Cirrus, cirrocumulus, cirrostratus. These three are the high clouds. We can see, expect these clouds as this temperature and height. Then comes medium clouds, altocumulus, altostratus, ACAS. Okay. Low clouds, low stratus clouds, nimbostratus, stratocumulus, stratus. These three clouds can be seen at around 1000 to 6500 feet. Okay. Then clouds with a vertical extent, cumulus and cumulonimbus clouds has a vertical extent, starts at 1000 feet and extends up to 6000, 7000 feet. Okay. So you have to memorize these types of clouds and what are the names of clouds under each type. You have to by heart it, because you can expect 1 or 2 guesses minimum from this table itself. Okay. Then you can just go through these portions also. These are not usually asked the exams, but you can expect sometimes. Okay. Nacreous clouds and noctilucent clouds. I think we have talked about this in some other chapter also. Nacreous clouds are also called as mother of pearl clouds, okay, which are seen in stratosphere at a height of around 20 to 30 kilometers. Okay. And noctilucent clouds are luminous night clouds seen in the northern Europe. Okay. This also you should remember the names of the clouds and where it is seen, and theory about cloud formation. Okay. You can just go through the theory part just for knowledge building, and for from exam point of view, questions are rarely asked from this part. And these are the main reasons of the cloud formation: orographic cloud formation, convection cloud, turbulence cloud, and frontal cloud. Okay. These are the main reasons of cloud formation. You can just go through that for knowledge building. Then cloud characteristics, time of the occurrence of the cloud. These are the characteristic features of the cloud. Cloud dispersal, how to disperse clouds to improve visibility and all. Okay. For CB clouds, etc., we sometimes have to disperse them if the airport area is completely covered with CB. So there are techniques of cloud dispersal also. Then comes flying in clouds. What happens when you fly in clouds? Poor visibility is the main issue with clouds. Visibility will be very less. Let it be in horizontal or in vertical, visibility will be less in clouds. Okay, in cirrus clouds we can expect around 10 meter of visibility. That means there will be very poor visibility in cirrus clouds, and not just in cirrus, anywhere in any cloud. If the concentration is more, visibility will be very less. All clouds are associated with vertical motion of air because this is a prerequisite of their formation. Ice accretion is also a reason, means also a feature of clouds. When we fly through the clouds, water droplets in the clouds will form ice particles in the aircraft body, aircraft fuselage and all. So we have a separate chapter itself about ice accretion. And cumulonimbus clouds, they are known as the most dangerous clouds for pilots to fly through. Structure of the cumulonimbus clouds is just like a tower or a mountain, and inside it you can expect thunderstorms and cyclonic activities, etc. So it is always best to avoid CB clouds. Okay, so this is all about the clouds, and we can just have a quick recap of the points. So definition of the clouds, and the size of water droplets in clouds, 0.02 millimeters. Okay, classification of clouds, these are the names of clouds: cirrus, cirrocumulus. You have to memorize the code also: CICC, CSAC. Okay, remember all the names and the features of each cloud, and then comes the height at which each type of cloud can be seen: high cloud, medium cloud, low cloud, and clouds of vertical development. Okay, yeah. Then comes other features of clouds, and then comes the two types of clouds which are seen in stratosphere and mesosphere. Okay, then theory of cloud formation, you can just go through that, and cloud characteristics and cloud dispersion. That is all about, and the issues associated with the flying into clouds: poor visibility, ice accretion, and hazards in cumulonimbus clouds. Okay, so this is all about the cloud chapter. You can start giving your online trial exam.